V-E-A.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, and the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sidelines. We'll see the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Tip-off goes to the Lakers. Now, MP. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Good, and the assist goes to MP.
Oh, that's a great setup by MP. This guy is as unselfish as they come.
Allen up top. Pass to Money.
Why did my shit lag skip on my shot?
And so, MV will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. A three from Bryant. They get the rebound. MV outside. Screen by O'Neal. Just 5 on the clock. Lays it up off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's Money. Fades back. Misses off the left iron. Outside Bryant for three. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem throws it down.
And not much you can do defensively once Kareem gets the ball in that close. Too much height, too much talent.
They get a hand on it. Doubled by Abdul-Jabbar. Now the Lakers on the break. The shot's good from Shaq.
The assist going to Brian.
I
Kobe's been
see Laker
improving
picking
on
niggas
that
every
facet
game.
of his game.
Pass to Money. Good looking screen by Gasol. Money makes it off the glass.
Finally, after all those planks, someone comes through for him.
Yeah, the lid's now off, guys. Maybe they can rattle off a few more in a quick order.
Now here's MP. Tries again. Lets it go with the three. And it's Gasol with the rebound. The Grizzlies off to a slow start. 6-point game. And that's rejected by Abdul-Jabbar. Here's MP. Here's Dooley. From the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Money's got 5.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Inside. Here's O'Neal. Oh, the jam by O'Neal.
One of the most ferocious dunkers we've ever seen. Shaq capable of bringing down the entire basket.
Gasol a screen. Plenty of space. And yes, it's good. He's got 7.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him
inside. Shaq can't hit. To the paint. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first. Pass to Dooling. To the wing right side. Here's Money. The rebound by Bryant. Lakers leading by 3. Back to MP. Shaq with the screen. 20 feet out. MP, no good. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Pass to Money. Three-pointer. Kept alive. Over to the left wing. Back to Allen. Conley for 3. Rebound the Lakers. Lakers shooting their first free throw of the game.
And, you know, beyond all the things Baylor gives you, he's an entertainer out on the floor. The acrobatics we see, something spectacular from this guy almost every game.
Pass to MP. With the floater. Here's Shaq. Second chance shot. And the layup is good. Shaq's got 8 points.
The strength of O'Neal is otherworldly.
Money. Lays it up and puts it in.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Shaquille O'Neal getting it done for the Los Angeles Lakers. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
In rebounding numbers, sometimes we overlook them, but they can have a big effect on the outcomes.
Here's Money. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar. O'Neal outside. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. O'Neal's got the second quarter goal with the first basket of the period for the Lakers. To the middle. Kicks it out to Allen. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Conley. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. From about 19 feet. Up again. And O'Neal is right there. Shaq's got the lead up to 8 now for the Lakers. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
When you pile up the blocks earlier in games, it really can affect the other team. They lose confidence offensively.
And, you know, Conley developed great vision in terms of the floor, and that allows him to spot an open teammate. No question he got bumped on that shot.
This is his first free throw of the game. And he can't hit the second.
And what you appreciate about MP is how even-keeled he is. He's someone his guys love playing with.
And here's O'Neal. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 6-point lead.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Knocked away. O'Neal with the steal. Up and in on the way. And now a 10-point Laker lead.
Couldn't tell if they tried to foul Shaq here, but didn't matter.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Here's Conley. Still scoreless. Money. Down low. Pass to Dooling. They set the pick. 5 on the clock. Second chance effort. Good work defensively by Kobe. Lakers lead by 10. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. To the inside. O'Neal. It's rebounded by Memphis. Over in the corner, Conley. Here's Money. Hangs home the trifecta. Money's got 6 in the quarter.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Pass to MP. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Michael Conley picks one up.
That's a shrewd move by NP, getting inside and drawing the whistle on the shot.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Here's the screen. It's the crossover. And that's rejected by Abdul-Jabbar. Bryant gets a wide open look. Offline with his 3. Allen with the ball. Still without a basket. Here's Money. And the 3 off target. Lakers lead by 9. Pass to MP. Back to Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem throws it down.
Now that's how you orchestrate the pick and roll. MP with a great feed there to his teammate.
It's blocked by Shaq. And here's the break. Baylor with the ball. And Allen picks him up defensively. And a wide open look for MP. They get it back. Goes back up. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Abdul-Jabbar.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Okay, I'll take it back. You should pick the Lakers. You need them.
There's 37 seconds left. Allen outside. Conley left side. Pass to Money. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Memphis moving that ball around. Doolin. O'Neal with the rebound.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over.
MP deciding where to go with it. Here's Baylor. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We come back right after this. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Here's Money. Misses the 3. Lakers lead by 11. And here's Bryant outside. Money with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping
Put
the
a
temperature
Kobe on him.
in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Can't hit from 12. Pass to MP. To the middle. Stolen by Dooling. Here's Money. 15 points in the game. And the lead is down inside single digits. Money's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Grizzlies. Elgin Baylor on the wing. Offensive rebound. It's tipped. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the foul called on MP. That is his first foul of the game. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. It's Allen on the wing. Pass to Money. Shot clock at 6. Tries it from 19. Rebound the Lakers. At the elbow, it's MP. Here's O'Neal. Good. It's MP picking up the assist. Shaq's got the lead up to 11 now for the Lakers. And here's Doolin. Hasn't made one yet. Outside Conley. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. Gasol on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Money. It's hauled in by MP.
And he felt like he needed a little bit more space with the fade to get off a shot, but that might have been what threw him off and made him miss.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And a nice shot by Bryant.
Nice set there, making it easy for Bryant. He had that lined up all the way.
Here's Money. He's got 17. To the paint. Poked away. O'Neal with the steal. Oh, the agility and finish of Kobe Bryant.
Such body control from Bryant, able to take some hits there on the way up.
Conley with the 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Jumps up. And the dunk by O'Neal.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
Now here's Conley. Scoreless thus far. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
You know, kind of odd to see a lefty in today's game, but Conley's a player you have to anticipate properly, or he'll use your mistake to get the end.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And here's O'Neal. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Here's Conley. And it's sent back by O'Neal.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
And here are the Grizzlies now. Here's Conley. Driving in. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
It does a lot for Conley's overall game when he's attacking. He wants to give the D more to worry about than just passing and shooting.
The Lakers moving the ball around. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Lakers.
They've been just suffocating on defense the whole game. Look at their shot blocking. The opposition doesn't have any room to breathe.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Conley gets the bucket.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Lakers lead by 13. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 2 minutes to go. Lakers lead by 13.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown.
Mm.
And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. MP's got 5.
Okay, go ahead and flex on him, MP. Nice hustle for that second chance bucket. And it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
And he's just had 1 attempt at the line early. And Conley drops them both.
Still a solid point guard.
That Conley cook.
Conley is healthy. He makes a considerable impact on both ends.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Right back after this break. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Outside, Kobe. Pass to MP. The 8-footer. It's rebounded by Gasol. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Here's Money. Screen by Allen. Lets it go. And the basket by Money. Money's got 21.
Maybe not the highest percentage of looks right there, but look, you can't argue with results, I guess. The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Here's Money. Following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. Lakers lead by 8. Inside. Back to MP. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And he makes good on the layup.
And just look at the grace, the agility, versatility that Jabbar brings to the center position. Can beat you in so many ways.
Here's Money. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
I can't challenge that.
Just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And so MV will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 17 points was their biggest margin. And it's Kobe missing.
Let's go.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Outside Conley. Pass to Allen. And here's Doolin. But Trey. Outside Conley. 5 to shoot. And it's sent back by O'Neal. Here's Baylor. No good with the layup. O'Neal, no good. Here's Money. Outside Conley. And there's a whistle. And that's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Clock at 6. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Money, no good. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Bryant.
didn't contest the shot.
Inside the paint, Bryant is just as much trouble. He's practically a sure thing from in close.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And so he makes both from the line. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Here's Bryant, and it's blocked. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Here's MP. Abdul-Jabbar.
No.
And staying with the play, Abdul-Jabbar.
He'll be around the rim. Defense has always got to know his whereabouts.
Driving to the basket. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so he hits both. A minute 50 left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Baylor. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the Lakers. And the Lakers lead by 11.
And what's unique about Baylor, he can score from a variety of angles and really good off of either shoulder. Just great extension and body control.
Here's MP following the score by Memphis. Outside Baylor. 6 to shoot. To the inside. MP. It's deflected. Pass to Money. Over in the corner, Allen. Here's Conley. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
To the middle. And the dunk by O'Neal.
We have gotten used to this kind of dominance from Shaq. He just knows how to take over games.
Here's Money. O'Neal with the rebound. One-on-one fast break. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Michael Conley.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, they fought as hard as they could. Just wasn't in the cards tonight. And that's when they say you can't teach tall. This is where size helps you. Owning those rebounds on the defensive end.
Here's Money. Beyond the arc. A three-pointer is right on target. Money's got 34.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Conley gets the bucket.
And there is just no fear in Mike Conley. He has not met a big shot. He was afraid to take.
And so the Lakers take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
Guess what? I'm JP.
What's good, Coach?
should get some runs in at the rec today. A lot of great shooters are down there right now, but I bet you can show them how it's done.
Walk into the what the? I accidentally went in the game and I got banned from now. Like 30 minutes or an hour. Because you play online with other people and you mess up their experience.
I do believe it's very important to highlight when a young team is exceeding expectations, starting to translate some of those numbers into wins, especially in the Western Conference that's as talented as this West has been this season. There's probably going to be 7, maybe 8 teams out West that's going to finish with around 48 to 50 wins this year. And so the fact that the Houston Rockets are going to be in a mix of that is going to be very, very impressive. Huge shout out to not only Sengun and Green, but also Coach Ame, in time in Boston.
You ain't good
really
none.
provided
Watch out,
evidence that he's a
man.
really good coach. Now translating that out in H-Town. So that's really, really good. And some of the supporting cast members as well, Tari and Eason, pay very close attention to what Eason does, especially defensively. He's really, really great. Shout out to Cam Whitmore. As a Laker fan, it does bother me that we overlooked him. We should have brought him on the roster, but he's also translating really well also. And Jabari Smith, still give me very Trevor Ariza vibes, but be a bit more versatile in those aspects as well. Young up-and-coming team. I love him. But
Yes,
we're
you
not here for
know.
all that, man. Y'all know what we here for? The war we got. Man, we have been talking about the Warriors ad nauseum on this channel because it has been a sight to see how Golden State has been able to crumble apart this dynasty the way that they have, and it was all avoidable. I mean, we can date it back to the draft capital that they had, that they decided not to trade, and those players turned out to be Jordan Poole and James Wiseman. Fair enough, Kuminga also came out of that bunch as well, but looking at some of the younger players that they could have drafted over some of those players, it's safe to say they swung and missed. Then you look at the whole situation with their cap flexibility. Some cap comes off the books this year, in large part Klay Thompson, but you gotta wonder what exactly they're gonna do with Klay. A lot of concerns about Andrew Wiggins just falling off the face of the universe after he received his contract. I don't want to be too harsh on Wiggins though, because it may be some off the court issues with his family. So not too much on Wiggs, but that is something that's still concerning. Obviously, Draymond and Curry are regressing just because they're getting older, which as a sidebar, that does not get talked about enough. Because Curry recently, yikes, dog. Curry over the last 15 games, which basically is since the All-Star break, 22 points, 4.5 rebounds, roughly 5 assists, half a steal, shooting splits of 39, 34, and 90. Fair, but only getting to the charity stripe 3 times. 2 things that really sticks out, obviously the 3-point shooting, which is crazy, but somehow, some way, a team that needs their best player to play as many minutes as possible is only playing 30 minutes, which is another problem. Steve Kerr, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Bro, I'm a Laker fan. I ain't got no dog in this race. I don't really care one way or another. But what Steve Kerr has done this year has been the definition of malpractice. We're talking about someone who's coaching a ball club that A, is lacking talent desperately. In the beginning part of the season, there were ongoing conversations about Wiggins and Klay and the fall off from some of the players getting older. They need a little bit more dynamic in their offense and on defense. And they had it with Kuminga. B-Pods has actually been really good. TJD, shout out to the youngin' coming off the bench. But Steve Kerr wasn't playing none of them. Matter of fact, he literally was giving excuses to why he wasn't going to play none of them. In the beginning part of the season, they just kept riding on to Klay Thompson, even though Klay was dropping that motherfucker down to the ground. Oh my God. Klay Thompson, before we get, that's a whole nother story right there. But the fact that Steve Kerr kept giving lineups of Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins, even though they both were providing more than enough evidence that it really wasn't working out, especially in the beginning part of the season when Draymond was dealing with suspension. He got niggas in chokehold, right? So now Draymond's out. You just sit here and just keep riding Wiggins and Klay, even though it's not panning out. When you got Kuminga on the bench, they ask you why you ain't playing him. He's like, when I was coming up, I ain't get that many minutes either. It's just a part of it. My nigga, Steve Kerr, Kuminga's not you. He's better than you. He's a better player than who you are. So if you are telling me the reason why you're not going to give him minutes is because back in the day, you also had to deal with these type of crazy minutes up and down when you're young, that's a terrible excuse. If anything, the fact that you experienced that should be more reason to why you wouldn't want somebody on your team to experience it. Come on, think for yourself. Think for a second. Think.
If you were in a car crash recently and it wasn't your fault, pay attention to this. Insurance companies don't want you to know. If you can, don't speak to them directly. They record all their calls and may use what you say.
The fact that this team will run lineups of 3 or 4 guards, and I've seen it myself. We'll watch these games on playback.tv, and we'll sit here and see 3 or 4 guard lineups. It's just ridiculous. You got TJD on the bench. Great young big. Give you a lot of athleticism, energy coming off the bench. Still don't play him. Why is that? You got Jonathan Kuminga, B-Pods out there, Moses Moody. You got nice, young, solid perimeter players. Still don't play him. I'm seeing lineups of Chris Paul and Dario Saric. Why is it that you run lineups of Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Saric, and sometimes if you're not Saric, and it's Draymond? How does that work? That don't make no sense. All right, how about early in the year where you just like, oh, I'm gonna trust in Kevin Looney. It don't matter what's going on. I'm gonna keep playing Looney. What? You got athleticism coming off the bench. You still playing Looney? That didn't make no sense either. But the biggest elephant in the room, and it will continue to be the biggest elephant in the room, is what exactly y'all doing with Klay? Because I don't know. I mean, Klay Thompson, 33, going on 34. Contract extension. You're getting paid 40-something now. I heard that he's probably going to take less. Thank goodness, right? Because nobody else is going to pay him that much money. But fair enough. But what exactly are y'all doing with him again? Because at the deadline, you didn't trade him, so you're going to bring him back to the team. But even if you give him less money, it's still going to be too much. Mind you, this is a team that has spent over 200 M's on a roster that's about to miss the play-in.
Yes, sir! I am your clothing manufacturer. Yes, sir! I know you're looking for the double-layered shirt with the double-layered sleeves. You can see the sleeve. It's a double-layered with the swimming. See the shirt. It's a double-layered, guys. You can see the backbone, free on the back. You can see my bucket hat with the embroidery. You can see the sublimation shorts, guys. Check in my shoes. I know you're looking my shoes, guys. It's dope crazy. So guys, quickly DM us for place you order at Dan Industry with low prices. Yes, sir. I am your clothing manufacturer. Yes, sir. I know you're looking for the double-layered shirt with the double-layered sleeves. You can see.
It's 1 cent. I don't consider myself a hero.
After alcohol leaves the mouth, it flows down the esophagus and into the stomach. If there is no solid food in the stomach, most of the alcohol...
No, you creeps don't wash the bottom of your feet, so listen up. I've said it 1,000,000 times, but I'll say it again.
How do you do that? How do you spend? Let's get this number on the dot now. Let me get it. 206. How is it possible that you spend $206 million on a roster that isn't going to make the play-in? And even with Klay coming off of the books, Dario Saric coming off of the books, next year you still have $174 million committed. So even if you only gave Klay Thompson $20 million, you would still be around $200 million next year. How is that possible? You still got to pay Kuminga his extension, Moody his extension. You got to give Gary Payton his extension as well. He does have a player option. He might get more money, but you got to pay him also. Very, very interesting. So what exactly are y'all going to do? Because we just went through not only 1, but 2 cycles of opportunities for the Golden State Warriors to see increase and improvement in their roster. They decided this whole pack. The only major decision they decided to do was move off of Jordan Poole for who else but Christopher Paul? Oh, my God.
Let's play a game.
Hello?
Can we play a game?
Play the game?
Yeah.
Okay, what you want to play?
Helldivers, come on.
Okay.
Man, he couldn't even simply revive me. I could use level 1s.